A quick tutorial on the website. Right away, let's get straight to the point because the website has grown a fair bit. And first, I will start with the most complicated system, which is qualifications. How do they work? Basically, every person can obtain one of 9 different GUBs in different subfields. These GUBs represent a different level of qualifications. So the first one is aspiring. Aspiring effectively means you're interested in the topic. That is the lowest one. The highest one is professor, which means you have conducted complex research in the topic. That is the range there. In between, we have stuff like novice, which means you're interested and you are actually actively pursuing it. Things like adept, where you are actually able to explain it. Master, which is master's level knowledge. Things like that. Now, how do you obtain those levels of qualifications? You obtain them via the process of peer review. So here's how it works. First, level 1. Level 1 can be given out by anyone. So anyone on the website can give you level 1 in something. All you need to do is just ask them, and that gets you started. Once you have level 1, then you gain access to motions on the website. That is another system. The idea for motions is that they allow you to add input onto the website, basically give suggestions about different things. So for example, suggestions for features to be introduced, or you can ask for qualifications. So let's say that you are trying to pursue qualifications in physics, for example. Whether those qualifications be master level or whether they be apprentice level, doesn't matter, just some level of qualifications. First step is to find someone else to introduce you in. So find someone else and ask them to add you in. The reason why we have that as the first step is to filter off all the bots and stuff like that so that the website doesn't get trashed. Then step 2 is to create a motion on the website. In that motion, you give it a name, you describe the reason why you think you should get a higher qualification, and you link your thesis. Thesis doesn't mean a paper. Thesis just means something you've done. That can be a paper, can be a video, can be an image, can be a GitHub repo, can be a CAD design, doesn't matter. Something you've done to show that you are actually qualified. Then once you do that, that's it. You either get your qualifications by other people verifying you, or you don't. That's the entire process. Once you have at least novice level qualification, at least level 2, you gain access to the library, another system on the website where you can upload your resources. In the library, you can upload a resource and you can also update it in case you found any mistakes or in case you'd like to extend it. And other people can verify your resource. In order to verify a resource of someone else, you just need to go to their resource, scroll down, select your qualification, and then verify it. Okay, so what are the requirements to verify others? I've made this graphic in order to explain it. It's a bit cramped, but it should give you a basic idea. Let's take classical mechanics, for example. Who can give out classical mechanics level 1? Anyone. Anyone in any subfield level 1 through 9 can give you classical mechanics level 1. That's it. Now, what about classical mechanics level N? So it could be level 3, level 5, level 4, level 7, whatever. Classical mechanics level N. Classical mechanics level N can be given out by people in the same subfield with at least one higher qualification. So, for example, if we're aiming for a qualification level 5, this could be given by people who have classical mechanics level 6. It could also be given by people at least 2 levels higher in an adjacent subfield. That's not fully implemented yet, eventually it will be, but the basic idea is that adjacent subfields are subfields that are similar. So if you are looking for level 5 in classical mechanics, then you could be verified by someone with level 7 in, for example, fluid mechanics, if we define fluid mechanics as adjacent to classical mechanics. And then finally, it can also be verified by someone 3 levels higher in the same field as a whole. So if you are looking for level 5 in classical mechanics, you could be verified by someone with at least level 8 in any field of physics. As long as it's physics, they can verify you. The reason why this system works the way it does is because on one hand, obviously people who are working in the same subfield will know best, but on the other hand, that is very limiting. And usually there are extremely transferable skills. So if someone is on a doctorate level in some subfield of physics, then they usually have also a pretty decent understanding of other fields they don't partake in, simply because those skills are very transferable within physics. And also, finally, what if you have the highest level imaginable? What if you want to get highest level imaginable? You have doctorate in organic chemistry. Who is supposed to verify you? There is no one. In that scenario, we can verify you as the administrators of the system, because otherwise we would never be able to bring new people in. Eventually, I hope that we will be able to design a system that would let also peer review handle that. But for now, we don't have it yet, so for now, administrative is all that. And as far as the qualification system goes, this is about the extent of it as far as the basic features are concerned. Once we develop it more, we will introduce less and less features will be experimental, more and more features will become widely available, and we will update you all about that. But there is one more thing I would like to mention, and that's donations. Because donations, well, let's just say we had a little bit of fun with those. Courtesy of Caper, thank you so much, donations have this neat thing called objectives. And objectives, here's basically how they work. When you donate to the charity, you can just donate. Just normal donation, it works. You donate, it goes to the charity's account, and that's it. And we then use it to create more scientific resources, for example. But as you are making a donation, you can also pick an objective. Right now on the website, there are these 4, which is basically to get me to play Subnautica 2 on stream. I have thalassophobia, fear of deep oceans, and Subnautica, let's just say, is not a very enjoyable game for me to play. And there are 3 scientific live streams we had planned, which I talked about with Remco, and Remco suggested them, which would all be very long streams, and all of them tackle a different topic, going from something very simple to something extremely advanced. General relativity, quantum mechanics, and even string theory. So the basic idea is, you donate on the website, and you can donate with a certain objective in mind. And that right there, that entire system is made to let us know what you are all interested in. It is a bit unfortunate that you have to vote with money, I know, but don't worry, this isn't like the sole reason for our consideration. This isn't the sole information we're taking. If we see that there is an extremely large interest in some objective, but it isn't getting donated, we will still do it. But the upside of this system is that it both allows us to, first of all, figure out what you are all excited for, whilst at the same time fund it. So, these kinds of live streams with Remco require a bit of a budget because of all the equipment I need to bring over. And this would allow us to do that. Or for the future, I could also plug in some video ideas there. So idea for some kind of video. Videos which I would never be able to make in the first place had it not been for the budget for them. So this is kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. And I do believe that for now, that will be it. Now you may notice that this is on a new channel as well. I'll try to upload it on the Capital Make It channels. That's because this is going to be the channel, this one is going to be the channel for announcements about the charity, for like more meta things, technical aspects. And I will update you all soon about more things to come. But for now, I want to keep it short and sweet, so that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!